أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ya Ahlul Quran, I hope and pray that you all are in the best state of health and increasing state of Iman. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so in yesterday's class we completed a ruling called as sakin, right? Alhamdulillah. Sakin means to rest, that is, it is opposite to harakat. Harakat means to move, but sakin means to rest, that is stationary. The letters will be in the stationary state, they will not move, so that is called as sakin. And the letters carrying the sukoon, the sign of sukoon, is called as sakinah, right? Like mim sakinah, noon sakinah, these are called as sakinah. And alhamdulillah, how to pronounce these letters? They have special qualities. Few letters, when they enter to a sakin state, they acquire special qualities, like kaf and ta is pronounced by continuation of the breath, called as hums. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal are pronounced by bouncing their sounds, called as qalqala. And hamza, when it has sakin on it, is pronounced with a cut off sound, called as qata'. Okay, alhamdulillah. And these are the letters which connects one word to the other, or one letter to the other letter. Okay, and the sukoon, the sign of sukoon, is just like a small dal or a comma kind of shape. You can see it always above the letters, alhamdulillah. And we also have learned about this, that heavy letters will be pronounced heavily and light letters will be pronounced lightly, and ra, which is a mushtarak hurf, will be heavy if it has fatha before it and dhamma before it. If ra sakin has kasra before it, then we will not recite it heavily, it will be pronounced very lightly. Okay, alhamdulillah, this is all about sakin. In yesterday's class we did not learn two letters, that is waw and ya, right? Inshallah, at the end of this class we will recite all the letters of sakin, okay? Because yesterday we didn't practice, so inshallah at the end of this class we will practice it, inshallah. So now inshallah, let's see, why did we not learn yesterday the letter waw and ya with sakin? Because as soon as we add sakin to it, they will convert into either huruf al-mad or huruf al-leen. Okay, so today inshallah let's learn how they convert into huruf al-mad, and in next class we'll learn how they'll convert into huruf al-leen. Okay, inshallah. As soon as they convert into huruf al-leen, they enter into the makhraj called makhraj al-muqaddar. We had learned that there are two main types of makhraj, right? The first is makhraj al-muhaqqaq, makhraj al-muhaqqaq, from where we see the three articulation point, and we already learned this, right? Like how we recite all the 28 Arabic alphabets from our lips, from our tongue, and from the throat area, right? Alhamdulillah. Now, what is makhraj al-muqaddar? It is something which is non-specific articulation. The articulation point of the makhraj al-muqaddar is not very specific, which is the first articulation point which comes under makhraj al-muqaddar, that is makhraj al-jawf. What does al-jawf means? Jawf means the empty space of the mouth, the empty space in the mouth from the throat area to your lip area, all that empty space is called as al-jawf. So this is not specific, right? We just don't know what is the exact place. It is spreading all over your mouth and your throat, right? Alhamdulillah, this is called as makhraj al-jawf. Whenever huruf al-mad are pronounced, they are pronounced using this makhraj al-jawf. Okay, when we pronounce huruf al-mad, they are pronounced using this makhraj al-jawf. You will understand it more better inshallah when we learn about huruf al-mad. The second is al-khayshum, that is nasal cavity. That we'll learn inshallah when we learn about tajdeed. Okay, for now just understand makhraj al-muqaddar has two main articulation points. The first is al-jawf. What does al-jawf means? Al-jawf means empty space in your mouth. Okay, the empty space in your mouth is nothing but al-jawf. So now inshallah Let's learn this separately. This makhraj al-jawf is a non-specific articulation, right? See here from this image, the whole space in your mouth comes under this makhraj. But the makharij al-huruf which we learned earlier, that was so specific. The lip, the tongue was also so specific. The tip of the tongue or the last part or the hafatul lisan, that was so specific. Even when we learned about throat letters, even that was so specific. But the makhraj al-jawf is not specific. It is non-specific. See, we don't know from where actually the huruf al-mad are actually pronounced. It is completely the voice, the sound of the huruf al-madiyah will come completely from whole mouth, okay, and our throat cavity, from the throat to the mouth. Fine. So it is non-specific, okay. It is empty space of your mouth. All the huruf al-mad will come under this. What are huruf al-mad? First let's see what is mad. Mad means to stretch. Okay, so now we are going to learn the long vowels. Okay, for example, in English, if this is a B and it has A, then it is ba. Alright, it was a short vowel. As soon as we added another A to it, now it becomes ba. Now this is the long vowel. We added another vowel to it so that it becomes we can stretch it, right? We added another A just to make it stretch. In the same way, this is fatha, right? This is fatha. This is one haraka. If it comes on any letter, okay, if this is hamza with fatha, we just pronounce it for one haraka, like a. To make it sound for two haraka, that is to make it sound like a long accent, then we have to add another haraka. Now this alif will add as a haraka, okay, not hamza, alif. This alif is now a huruf al-mad, that is a sign of long accent. Now instead, before we were stretching this hamza only for one count like a, now we stretch it like a, two count for 1 second. Okay, for 1 second we'll stretch it like a. Okay, if you take an example of ba, it had fatha on it. Now it was just ba. We added an alif, just like we added an extra a. We cannot add extra fatha here, so we added another alif. Now first it was ba, now it is ba. Okay, which are huruf al-mad? Alif, not hamza, only alif which has nothing on it, it is empty. Waw which has sakin on it, ya which has sakin on it. These are huruf al-mad. Alif, waw and ya which are empty. Alif is empty, but waw and ya will always be in a sakin state whenever you see that in a mad state, okay. Whenever they enter into a mad ruling, they'll have a sakin on it, sakin sign on it, sukoon on it. Alhamdulillah. So okay, from where do we pronounce this huruf al-mad? Just for example, you take an example of letter ba. From where are we pronouncing it? From our lips. Both the lips touch each other. We press them and we pronounce ba. Now we added alif just to stretch it. Now we pronounced ba. Okay, the starting sound of b is coming from your lips. But what about the other sound, the stretching sound, the whole stretching sound which we are stretching, where it is coming from? Like ba, that sound is coming from this part of your mouth, that is spreading it is spreading all over your mouth, inside your mouth, like all the mouth cavity from your throat to your lips, all that area is covering that sound like ba, right? And that is why we considered alif, waw and ya mad in the makhraj al-jawf. Fine, I hope this is clear. Inshallah, makhraj al-jawf means something which is non-specific, and it is the oral cavity. You can see the whole mouth which has a space in it, right? If you open your mouth, there is a lot of space inside. All that space is covered called as makhraj al-jawf. And when we recite these huruf al-mad, then we will stretch it using this makhraj al-jawf only. The sound of those huruf al-mad comes out from our oral cavity, the cavity which is inside our mouth, and also from the throat. Okay, ba, ta, sa. Okay, in this way, alhamdulillah. So now inshallah, let's see how to convert alif, waw and ya into a mad letter, because alif, waw and ya itself cannot be a huruf al-mad. There should be something before it for that to convert into the huruf al-mad. Okay? Fine. Alif, waw and ya are huruf al-mad. But for them to become huruf al-mad, that is a long accent, they need a special thing before it. Like the alif always needs fatha before it. Waw sakin always needs dhamma before it, and ya sakin always needs kasra before it. Okay, for example, if you take hamza, okay, if you take a letter hamza with fatha, hamza with dhamma, and hamza with kasra, you stretch it only for one count, like a, u, e. If you want to stretch it for more than one count, fatha will carry alif, okay, and dhamma will have waw sakin, and kasra will have ya sakin. Then this hamza can now be stretched for two haraka, like a, u, e. Okay, the pronunciation is just same like how we learned about fatha. We have to open our jaws. For dhamma we'll have to encircle our lips, and for kasra we'll have to drop our lower jaw. The pronunciation of fatha, dhamma, kasra remains same. We'll just have to stretch it, and that stretching of sound is coming from our al-jawf, makhraj al-jawf, from the empty space in the mouth. Okay, open both your jaws, encircle your lips, e, drop your lower jaw. Okay, the voice, from where is that sound coming from? From hamza. The sound of hamza is coming from your throat. The rest of a sound is just spreading in your mouth area, that is in empty space of your mouth. That is why we consider it in makhraj al-jawf. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, let's see how to pronounce these letters when they carry alif mad, waw mad and ya mad. For example, here is a word noon with fatha and it has alif after it. Remember, waw and ya will always be in sakin state when they are huruf al mad or huruf al leen, but alif will always be single with nothing on it, because as soon as we add sakin to alif, that converts into hamza. Now this will no more be na'ru, it will be na'ru. Na'ru if we add sakin to it, because we learned yesterday that hamza with sakin will be pronounced with a cut off sound, right? So whenever you see an alif, an empty alif, and it has fatha before it, then you have to consider that alif as a huruf al mad now, and you'll have to stretch that letter with fatha for two haraka. If you see waw sakin and the letter before it has dhamma, then you have to stretch that letter with dhamma for two haraka, like nuru, nuru. Okay, and here dal has kasra on it, and after that there is ya sakin or an empty ya, but in the Majid script Quran which we are reading, you'll not see an empty ya, you'll have ya with sakin. So if you see a ya with sakin and if it has kasra before it, remember only kasra, because in the next ruling which we are going to learn, huruf al-leen, there you will see there will be fatha before ya. Okay, then that ya will not be huruf al-mad anymore, it will convert into huruf al-leen. So now just remember, if you see alif and before it if there is fatha, then that alif is alif mad. The letter with fatha will be stretched for two count. If you see waw sakin and it has dhamma before it, the letter with dhamma will be stretched for two count. And if you see ya sakin and it has the letter carrying kasra before it, then that letter carrying kasra will be stretched for two counts. Alhamdulillah. Okay, the recitation is just same like fatha, dhamma, kasra. Just like when you see a letter with fatha, open both your jaws. If you see with dhamma, encircle your lips. If you see with letter with kasra, then you'll have to drop your lower jaw. But the only difference is you have to stretch it, and that stretching voice comes from your empty space of the mouth called as makhraj al-jawf. Okay, alhamdulillah, I hope this is clear. This is called as huruf al-mad, and the mad we are stretching now is only for two haraka, right? It is only for two haraka, that is for 1 second. There are few mads inshallah which we'll learn later, that is stretching for 4 haraka, 6 to 7 haraka, 5 haraka. There are a lot of mads where we stretch it for different duration, so inshallah we'll learn that later. But this mad which we stretch only for 2 haraka is a basic foundation of mad, right? It is a basic foundation of mad, because 1 haraka is just an short vowel. Okay, it is just an vowel. As soon as this one haraka converts to two, then it enters to mad or a long accent. So now two count is actually a basic foundation of mad. That is why all that mad which we stretch only for two haraka is called as madul asli. Asli. Okay, mad asli. What we are studying now is mad al asli. Okay, it is also called as mad at-tabi'i. Tabi'i. Okay, in Arabic, if you want to write tabi'i, tabi'i. Okay, ain comes there actually. Okay, mad tabi'i or madul asli. Alif, waw, and ya mad, which we stretch only for two haraka, comes under the ruling called mad al asli or mad at tabi'i. This is very easy. When we learn this with huroof, you'll understand it very well, inshallah. Now let's apply these alif mad, waw mad, and ya mad in alphabets, Arabic alphabets, inshallah. Few things we have to remember before learning these huruf al mad. The first thing is the heavy letters are pronounced heavily and the light letters are pronounced lightly. Okay, the heavy letters in all the huruf al mad, alif mad, waw mad, and ya mad, they are pronounced heavily, and the light letters will be light. And ra, which is mushtarak, ra is a mushtarak letter, right? And what did we learn about it? Ra with fatha and ra with dhamma is heavy, ra with kasra is light. Same thing, ra with alif mad and ra with waw mad is heavy because it carries dhamma and fatha, right? Ra with kasra and has a ya mad also, then it is light. Ra, ru, ri. Okay, another important point you have to write is it should be stretched only for two haraka. It cannot be stretched lesser than two haraka, then it will enter into a short vowel. These are the long accents, so they have to be stretched for two haraka only, and they cannot be stretched more than two haraka also, because if you stretched it more than two haraka, they will convert into mad al far'i, which we are going to learn later, where the mad can be stretched for 4 to 5 haraka, 6 to 7 haraka. That is a different mad. For now, you just stretch these huruf al mad only for two haraka, like two count. Close your fingers, make a wrist, and just open one finger at a time, and you'll have to open two. First, 1, 2. Ba, ta, sa. Okay, you can practice it by opening your fingers, and later on it will be easy for you to read it without doing this kind of things, inshallah. Okay, fine. And another important thing which we'll have to learn about alif mad is, in mushtarak letter we have seen three mushtarak letters. One is alif, another is ra, then another is lam. Lam is heavy only in lam al jalala, that is word of Allah. So now we'll not take this. It is light in all the huruf al mad. Alif mad, waw mad, ya mad. Lam is light. Ra, we have already seen it, right? Like alif mad and waw mad, it is heavy, and in ya mad it is light. But what about alif? Alif with huruf al musta'aliya is heavy, and alif with light letters is light. For example, if you take a letter ba, okay, this ba is a light letter, right? And you add an alif mad to it. Now alif mad will also sound very lightly, like ba, ba, ba. Fine. But if you take a heavy letter, for example, you took a letter kha, okay, letter kha with fatha, it was kha. When you add alif mad to it, it is not kha, it is not kha. That is, the sound of mad should not become light. It should sound like o. Okay, it should sound like o, like kha, kha, kha. So alif, when it comes with light letter, it is light, and when it comes with heavy letter, it becomes heavy. That's it, fine. And with the ra, it is heavy, because the ra when with fatha is always heavy. Alhamdulillah, this is how we make alif heavy when it comes with heavy letters. You should not sound it lightly. For example, if you take letter sod, you cannot recite it like swa, swa, making alif mad light. It is completely wrong. You'll have to make alif mad also heavy, like so, so. Fine. That is why alif is also considered as a mushtarak huruf with huruf having a quality of heaviness will be pronounced heavily, and when alif mad comes with light letters, then it will be pronounced lightly. Alhamdulillah. Now I'm going to recite all these letters with alif mad first. Just look how much haraka will stretch, and the makhraj of each letter should come from the exact position. We cannot change the makhraj. And the third thing is make a heavy letter heavy and light letters light, inshallah. Okay. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, da, dha, ra, za, sa, sha, صا ضا طا ظا ع غا فا قا كا لا ما نا wa ha ya. Okay, very simple, just like we recited a ba ta tha ja ha kha. Now a ba ta tha ja ha kha. That's only the difference. That was one haraka, fatha was one haraka, alif mad is two haraka. Then the rest of the ruling is exactly same. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now inshallah let's see wow ya maddiya. Okay, here only one thing we'll have to remember, that is a ra with kasra is light here. Okay, ra with kasra carrying ya maddiya is light. E B T C G H Khi D Z Ri Z Si Shi Si Dwi Tui Vi. See how heavy they are. Si Dwi Tui Vi. Okay. Ri Ri Fi Qi Ki Li Mi Ni Vi Hi I Yi. There should be a difference in Hamza and Ya. It is not E and E, it is E, Yi, Yi. Ya should come out from Wasatul Lisan only. Okay, and it should be pronounced lightly, but the heavy letters are heavy. The mud is light, but the heavy letters are heavy, inshallah. Now let's see Waw Maddiya. U, Bu, Tu, Su, Ju, Hu, Khu, Du, Dhu, Ru. Heavy. It is not Ru, it is Ru, Ru. Heaviness. Zu, Su, Shu, Su, Du, Tu, Zu. Just see how they sound. Su, Du, Tu, Zu. As if there is something in their mouth, it is totally filled, like full mouth letters, right? Ru, Ru, Fu, Qu, Ku, Lu, Mu, Nu, Wu. I have seen sisters making mistake in this wow with wow maddiya. It is not oo, not coming from your halq, not from your throat. It is from your lips only. Woo, wawi, woo. Okay, who, oo, you. Alhamdulillah, it is very easy because it is just like a, e, u, ba, bi, boo. But now a, e, u, ba, bi, boo. Fine. Just like fatha dhamma kasra, but only for two haraka, not for one haraka. If you make it sound for one haraka, then it will convert into short vowels, but these are long accents. We'll have to stretch it for two haraka only. Alhamdulillah. Now I'll recite these words. Okay. The. See, the dal I recited for two haraka, but as soon as I recited dal only with fatha, that should be one haraka only. The. Khafa, jahada, hasaba, taba. It has fatha here, I forgot to mention. Taba, junaha, albaba, albaba, sharaba, rahmanu, maliki, maliki, sirata. See, all the letters are heavy. Sirata. Razaqna, qafid qalqala. Razaqna, ghafilu, aqsa, aqsa. Okay, now let's see the letters with yamad, the words with yamad. Both should be stretched for two harakat, dal and noon. Dini, dini, fihi, only for one count. Arini, arini, rahimu, rahimu, nusqikum, nusqikum, mustaqima, mustaqima, qima. See, qaf for two haraka. Mafatihu, alif mad, ya mad. Mafatihu, raziqina, ra heavy, qaf for two count. Raziqina, uridu, ujibu, kitabi, tabi, both for two haraka. Kitabi, yubari, wari, both for two haraka. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now let's see ya maddi, waw mad, inshallah. Nuhu, tubu, tubu, turu, turu. See, it should be heavy. Nuru, qalu, qalu, qaf and lam both for two haraka. Even here, waw mad and ya mad. Yuhi, yuhi, yaqulu, takunu, kunu, both for two haraka. Takunu, a'udhu. This is the same thing which we recite a'udhu billahi. We just recite it like a'udhu billah. This is completely wrong. It is a'udhu, maghdubi, maghdubi. Dod from hafatul lisan, not from tip of your tongue. Maghdubi. Ta'muruna, hamza with jerk, that is cut off sound. It is not alif mad. Just see, it is not alif mad, it is hamza, it carries sakin. Ta'muruna, runa, two count inshallah. Fine, alhamdulillah. So now inshallah let's recite sakin and then let's recite alif and waw and ya maddiya. Okay, just turn your mics on. First we'll recite sakin with all their qualities inshallah. Fine. Ab, ab, ba with qalqala, just bounce it sound. Ab, okay. At, hums. Very good. It should be pronounced with hums. At, okay. As, lot of breath should come out. As, okay. Jim with qalqala. Aj, okay. Very good. Kho should be heavy. Akh, okay. Dal, how to pronounce dal? Which is the ruling? What is the ruling of dal called? Qalqala. Very good. Ad, okay. Okay. It should be okay. The buzzing sound should not be there. Okay. Ra sakin. How to pronounce ra sakin, heavily or lightly? Because it has fatha before it. Heavy. Very good. Auru. Very good. Za with buzzing sound. Az. Ash. Okay. Now these huruf al-musta'aliya, I want you all to recite these huruf al-musta'aliya heavy. First I'll recite all these four, then you recite all these four after me. Ash, ad, atu, aw. Okay. You have to recite in this way inshallah. Now you can unmute. Ash, Apple. 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 Ow. MashaAllah. Barakumullah fikum. Now all the letters are very easy. A, 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 A. Okay. Ow. Ow. Af. Af. What is the property of qaf? What is the quality of qaf? Qalqala. Very good. Apple. 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 Okay. What is the quality of kaf? Quality of kaf? Hums. Ak. 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 Very good. Al. Am. An. Ah. Ah. Hamza with cut off sound. Very good. Excellent. Okay. If you have any doubts in this sakin, first you ask all the doubts which you have in sakin, then we'll move to mad. If you have any kind of doubts in sakin, then let's recite huruf al mad also, inshallah. We have only 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can just tell me.
No doubts.
Fine. Alhamdulillah. Now let's recite. Just make sure. Yeah, sister. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. Okay. Only during sakin will apply the rule of qalqala. Now inshallah let's recite this huruf al mad. Make sure to sound heavy letters heavily, light letters lightly, and stretch only for 2 haraka. A, E, U. Ba, bi, bu. Ta, ti, tu. Sa, si, su. Ja, ji, ju. Ha, very sharp. Ha, hi, hu. Kho, khi, khu. Da, di, du. Za, zi, zu. Okay, ra with fatha and dhamma is heavy. Ra, ri, ru. Za, zi, zu. Sa, si, su. Sha, shi, shu. Okay, recite these heavy 4 letters. So, si, su. Do, di, du. To, ti, tu. Zo, zi, zu. A, i, u. Gha, ghi, gu. Fa, fi, fu. Qa, qi, qu. Ka, ki, ku. La, li, lu. Ma, mi, mu. Na, ni, nu. Wa, wi, wu. Ha, hi, hu. Ya, yi, yu. MashaAllah, barakallahu feekum. Alhamdulillah, this is how you have to recite it, and you all recited it perfectly. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. So, Alhamdulillah, we have completed today's session. That is all about Alif, Waw, and Yamad. Always before alif there should be a letter carrying fatha, before waw sakin there should be a letter carrying dhamma, and before ya sakin there should be a letter carrying kasra. Only then those fatha, dhamma and kasra huruf will be stretched for 2 haraka, inshallah. So the meeting time has ended, so inshallah let's end the meeting. If you have any kind of doubts you can ask me on WhatsApp group, okay, inshallah. So now inshallah let's end the meeting. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullahu khaira.